hit the subscribe button. Or don't. I really don't care one way or the other. Welcome everybody to my latest video. So for this video, it's basically just a follow-up to my previous video regarding this coaster over here. I'm just going to be comparing my two Lego coasters. Actually, one is mine and one belongs to my granddaughter, to which she got for her birthday. Now, the one on your left is an official Lego coaster. The one on your right is an AliExpress reproduction bootleg coaster. I released a couple videos on that one, showed the positives and negatives. If I had to do it all again, would I buy this particular coaster? No. It was not fun to put together. Not at all. Would I recommend someone to buy it? Yeah, sure, you know. Functionally, it's pretty good, but it was not a fun build. Now, the coaster on the left, on the other hand, that one was actually pretty fun to build. Which coaster would I recommend? Well, that's hard to say. And, well, we're going to go through the reasons why. So, first things first, we'll compare one coaster, and then we'll compare the other. Now, let me just get in a little better focused here, and we'll go from there. Alright, so this coaster, like I said, I got it for my granddaughter for her birthday. And as you can see, we've added some extra stuff. Just added, some extra plates here. Seems like it's sitting on something right now. Pretty sure it is. Comes with its figures. Got this section over here. You have to excuse the mess in the back. Added a little extra, just adds to the fun of it, so to speak. But this coaster comes with figures. Obviously, my granddaughter has taken liberties to exchange those figures for other figures. I think we're resting this on a head. That's not going to be fun. Where is it? There it is. There we go. A little head was on the bottom. A little scary head. We will just put that aside. Alright. So this coaster is fun in regards to the way it functions. Let me just, let's see. Right there, that should be good enough. So what I like about this one is it's down low. You manually, turn the crank, which this crank right here actually broke. So I had to kind of MacGyver my own thing. But as you can see, it does work. I also, in the previous videos about this particular coaster, I went over some of the issues I had, some of the changes that need to be made in order for this to function correctly. Apparently, it's not just an issue with the bootleg reproduction coasters, it's also issues with the official Lego coaster, so take that for what you will. But yeah, we got it going down. Okay, let's do the other one. You see the first car right there. My granddaughter has her own larger doll figure, Lego-esque figure. So on this one, some things broke, you know, I had to fix them. Some things didn't work right off the bat, particularly down here. Let's just focus. This bad boy right here, it doesn't come out all the way. It's supposed to act as a stop guard. And yeah, see, it's supposed to come out, I'd say probably at least another 1/8 of an inch, and the coaster comes down, it's supposed to stop right here. It really doesn't, you know. So that broke. What was this supposed to do? I can't remember what this particular crank was supposed to do, but it broke. Actually, I think this is the crank that was supposed to move the cart up the rail, and that broke, and I had to MacGyver something using this crank, which the original purpose of this crank, I can't remember. Maybe, yeah, no, I don't remember. Anyways, it's still fun. And what's fun about this particular coaster is the amount of time it takes for the carts, whatever you want to call them, to actually go all the way around. It's a good amount of time. Even though it seems really short, it's a good amount of time compared to the other coaster. So, yeah, that's how it is with this one. Now, let's get to this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch this, switch some things around, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we got the official new 2022 Loop coaster. Now, like I said, this one was fun to build. Real easy to build compared to the other one. Didn't take quite as long. Now, the downside about this is the play area is so small. You can see there's really nothing in the back. These green plates right here did not come with it. I added these after. Your total play area is limited to right here. So you can see we got here, and then up through here and there, and that's it. Even the base does not extend past the track. So, with that in mind, your extras, such as those guys right there, they would just be on a flat surface. Or a surface. Not that they really need to be held down, because there's nothing to hold them down with. Wheels. You know, this one you can put on a Lego plate. But you have other figures. And, you know, my granddaughter, even though this coaster is mine, I let my granddaughter play with it. And, you know, she has little figures, and she wants to, you know, move them around. Got one right here, and, you know, they would fall. There'd be nothing to hold them on, to hold the figures down. So I added these plates to it. It allows a much greater play area. The coaster itself, I kind of, you know, did the best I could to attach them to the plates, but also I put little Legos in specific areas to ensure the coaster itself was pretty secure in where it was. But yeah, now with these plates, you can put all sorts of stuff. Now, this coaster, although it's really, really awesome, this kind of looks a little bent, wondering why. Gotta make sure this is on here pretty good. Although it's cooler, so to speak, the play time for the coaster, once it does its whole thing, it's really short compared to the other one. So, that's one issue. The other issue is, at least with that coaster, while you're cranking the thing, while you're cranking the crank, coaster's going up, you can still play with your other Legos. You know, you got a low enough viewing that you can view everything. Whereas this one, my granddaughter, she's, you know, cranking the coaster up on this side. So she has to stand on this side to crank it. And then she has to raise her head to see to the very top, because you want to see the whole the whole motion. And then it goes down, it does its thing, and I would say it's not play friendly. It's definitely awesome to look at, but as far as play friendly, you know, one child I could see playing with this, having a great time by their own. One child with this, they might come into some issues, you know, keeping your head down low, keeping it up high, down low, high, etc. Now, one thing you can do to solve that is add a motor, which I did. The official Lego motor comes in two pieces. You got the actual power box, whatever you want to call it, and you got the doohickey, can't remember the name, but that's what cranks the Lego rod. I don't know the terminology. I'm just barely getting into Legos myself. But with that, you can turn it on. It runs on 6 AA batteries. A lot of people don't like it. They say it's difficult to work with. It's not what they recommend. It's not friendly functional. To me, it works. It does the job. I don't know what to tell you. Again, I'm not a Lego connoisseur, professional. I'm sure you could get something at a hobby store for much cheaper, because this plus this came out to about 80 bucks. Now, why did I spend that? Well, because it was easy. I knew what to get. I didn't have to do any guessing. I'm the type of person where if I got the money, I'll spend it if it makes my job easier. So, you want to look at the function of this. Well, here's the thing. You crank this handle right here. This chain, this black chain, keeps going all the way, rotating, until there's a certain section which catches this, raises the coaster up. Coaster does a thing. Coaster comes, it lands, stops right there. You crank some more. The crank moves this wheel, which these carts then go down to here. You have to keep cranking, rinse, repeat. The cool thing is, if this has not come down, this cart will be blocked by this red stopping point. That's because there's no weight on it, so it'll actually block it. And when it finally does come down, it will lower it and the cart can go through. Let's see the whole thing in motion, shall we? Here we go. You can see it's still cranking, going up. Now with the motor, I could see a child playing with this by themselves and completely having a good time, because they don't have to worry about cranking constantly to get this to work, taking their focus away from the other figures and the other enjoyment. I mean, that's just cool. That is awesome. Now, which of these two coasters would I recommend? Well, it's hard to say. Let's let it go one more time. All right. So, which of the two coasters would I recommend? Assuming you get pure enjoyment, or let's start off, it all depends. If you're the type of parent, maybe you're buying this for their kids, they're younger, you know they can't build this on their own. For example, there's no way my granddaughter could have built this on her own. I mean, I'm sure she could have, but it would have taken forever. And, you know, kids at that young age, they don't have the mental ability for patience. So, you're a parent. You want to get this for your kids. Which one do you get? Assuming you're okay with either A, paying $500-$600 for the official Lego coaster from 2018, I believe, or you're okay with getting the AliExpress much cheaper coaster. They both have problems. So assuming you're okay with that, or you're okay, you don't mind the $400 price tag for this loop coaster, if you're the parent who absolutely hates building these things, get this one. Now, let's assume, hey, you don't care, you're going to build it, you love your child, you're going to endure the pain of having to build these things. So, which one do you get? Well, for me, I would still recommend this one. The only reason is because of the problems I had with this one, which apparently, from what I heard, are the same problems with the official coaster. Okay, for one, the chain itself, hard to get dialed in properly. It's very finicky. That was one issue. The other issue, those tires right there, which turn, you can see them turning. Yeah, those aren't the original tires. I had to put bigger tires on there because the original tires were too small. That's the other issue. Another issue, sometimes you just look at this thing and it unassembles itself. Some of the towers or poles, braces, whatever you want to call them, columns, everything doesn't stay attached. That's another issue. There's many issues with this one, but once it's all dialed in, once everything's set and go, once everything is perfect, it sort of, in my opinion, almost beats out this one. If you go pound for pound, point for point. One of the reasons, you got a much larger play field. You play in the middle, the front, the back, even though things are kind of tight. There's still, quote unquote, more space. But, again, let's say you don't mind all that. You get everything dialed in perfect. You still want to know which one I would recommend? Well, if I can only have one of these coasters to keep in the house, like maybe my granddaughter was only interested in one, or I need the space because I don't have a dedicated Lego room, I would then choose this one. However, in choosing this one, I would always make sure I had this bad boy and this to go. Because again, you could turn it on, have the coaster continuously move. You, your child, your grandchild, whatever, you guys can have fun. Do what I did, add some extra plates, make the playfield larger. But that's just my opinion. Take it for what you will. Again, I'm not a Lego connoisseur. The only reason I really got into Legos because I saw an Optimus Prime, which, had to get that. Previous to that, my experience with Legos was what my granddaughter has, helping her build stuff, but yeah. So there you are. Take it for what you will. But yeah. Until next time.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.